So this is me. My name is Dr. Aubrey Wallace, and I am a naturopathic physician in Washington State. In the intuitive membership here, I'm being a medical intuitive more than I'm being a doctor. I'm not going to be diagnosing or prescribing in this program. I think of myself as kind of a balance between kind of the super outright brain intuitive part and the doctor trained left brain part. And so I like to kind of keep that balance by kind of introducing the two aspects of me. I'm a Gemini, so I definitely have two parts that keep me going. So my energy work credentials. I've been a medical intuitive practicing since 2012, and I have more people popping in here. Make sure I know how to do that. Just 1 second. Come on. Nope. There we go. I was certified as a medical intuitive by Carolyn Sutherland, and I had additional training from Mona Lisa Schultz, and I studied Carolyn Mace's materials for years, probably just like everyone else who does this. I've also been a Reiki master for 27 years now, and I am a third generation healer. I come from a long line of beautifully weird, amazing Scottish women who have been doing energy work most of my life and more of their lives. And I was a massage therapist actually for 18 years. I did craniosacral therapy, somatorespiratory integration, and a lot of different things that helped me really kind of refine my touch in the energy world. And I have been an empath since birth, so I'm very strong. I have very strong empathy, which we'll talk about later. Then as a naturopathic physician, my training, I finished my degree in 2013. I did my residency in Everett, Washington in IV therapies, actually. And I am trained, my focus in my practice is on homeopathy, psychoneuroimmunology, and I also have been really enjoying Ruby Med assessment. And then I have additional training in lots of chronic and restorative practices. So I love to teach as well, and I have a background in teaching anatomy and physiology, and I am a complete geek about anatomy and physiology, as you can see of me holding on to Mona here. She's my little mannequin. So that's me. I think I bring my left brain doctor part to meet my right brain medical intuitive aspect, but in this program, I get to lead with my right brain. So we get to play and go through the art of you and explore through intuition how your life can transform or just be perfect the way it is, however it looks. So I grew up in rural Montana in a tiny little house off of the grid without electricity. So in my childhood, I think that I learned to kind of connect to the land really early, and I learned that it was okay to feel all my feelings and be all my feelings pretty right off the bat. I also got a lot of connection to nature, and I got a deep respect for nature. In addition to the magic of nature, I started to learn the laws of nature, and natural law is real. And there are things that you want to do to follow it or you will have consequences. So I spent a lot of my childhood kind of staying in connection to nature and living in harmony with it. I was intuitive early on, and then in my childhood, I had a medical trauma that caused me to potentially die. I'm not sure. I have memories of dying during that phase, and I got connected to what I call my angel at that point, or I've been calling my angel since that point. And since then, I think I shut down a lot of my empathy and a lot of my intuitive abilities after that for quite a while, and then opened them back up again around my 20s. So I think that experience really drove me towards medicine and wanting to, I think part of it was a trauma response, trying to learn how to balance myself through medicine. But I was excited as an empath to learn how to work with people and how to manage my own thing. And I've been extremely interested in learning my whole life. So this kind of strange upbringing with no electricity off the grid in Montana, I think has given me a different sense of empathy and connection than a lot of people that I grew up with. But it allowed me to develop that. And then shutting it down and opening it back up also taught me how to use many other tools than just that intuitive side of me, and keep them in balance. When I was growing up, my parents, one of my parents is here. My mother is Jean Wallace on there. They spent my childhood building their dream, which was a solar underground pyramid house in the middle of Montana. And so I got to witness also in my childhood, both having a dream that seems kind of out of reach with no experience with that and necessarily directly, and then watching them create it and build it. And so that was a really exciting thing for me, and hard and all the things. But I got to watch community build, and I got to watch a vision be created in front of my eyes. So I felt like for me that really normalized kind of learn as you go. It's okay to not know everything at the beginning. Just start stepping in, and what you need will appear. And I find that principle comes in really strongly in my work. So we just being present and being open to whatever direction this is going to take you in trying to find whatever goal it is that you have. I find to be extremely valuable, just taking the step you're on. I also think it's extremely valuable to believe that you can do it and have your dream and build it if that's part of your plan. Sometime I actually was, my aunt made me a Reiki master when I was 18. And I don't know if that's in quotes, I'm an actual Reiki master, but that was when I think my stuff started opening back up. And this is a picture of my aunt has a yurts off of the Rosebud River here in Absaroka, Montana. And they do healing retreats for women, and they've been doing them since I was young. So this was kind of a paradise place for me, where I got to really work with my mentor, my families is my mentors of my family, in opening up my own gifts and getting to explore what healing is like off that. I had 3 really influential aunts in my life, and they were influential for different reasons. And my Aunt Kathleen, this is hers. And I feel like that she has been to me the epitome of value in bringing love and unlimited healing with people. She's taught me a lot and continues to teach me as a mentor through my life. My Aunt Ray, the oldest of 5 sisters, was the one who really woke me up and shook me and told me to get going. Many of you have heard that story from me, but my Aunt Ray was the one who, when I was in high school, called me over to her and said, "You're going to heal this thing on my arm." And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know how to do that." And she said, "Well, I just do it anyway." So she had a cyst about the size of a quarter on the side of her arm, and it was sticking out. And so I was like, "All right, I'll do what she says. You did what Ray said." And so I put my hands on her, and I was like praying and thinking, well, maybe I could just, whatever I can do, I'll just get my head out of the way and show up, right? And so I put my hands on there, and I just kind of prayed that would work, and I held them on there, and I noticed my hands got really hot, which was a little strange for me. And then when I took my hands off, the entire cyst had disappeared. And I think I'd had them on for about 20 minutes. And that scared me pretty good as a high schooler. So I promptly forgot about it and went back to my life. And then my Aunt Ray showed up again when I was 18. And she showed up and said that the doctors had said she needed a knee replacement, and she would like me to fix that. And so my mother and I actually worked with her that time, and we just did a laying on of hands for a couple of, probably an hour. And when we were done, she had no pain, but I had debilitating pain in my opposite side leg and could not walk for 2 hours. So at that was the beginning of me starting to learn what is empathy, what is appropriate to take on and not take on from other people. And I really started to learn about being a healer and what being a healer means and all the aspects to it. So my Aunt Ray kind of booted me on to my healer's journey and my learning journey, which I appreciate her for immensely. And I had an Aunt Rosie also, I have an Aunt Rosie also, and she actually showed me the importance of being really centered in your values and staying clean with your ego as you go through your healing journey. My Aunt Rosie had a lot of trouble as she went through her healing process, and that taught me what to do and not to do, and to respect the ego and protect the ego as you move through the world of energy land. It might be awkward to say this, but my mother, I think, I think the value my parents, and especially my mother, gave me throughout my life has been to just be me, which I find to be the center. I've been free to be who I am. I have not been told that who I am is inappropriate or kept it in a cage in any way, right? And so my mother both embodies freedom to me and being herself in her fullest expression and growth. And I feel like she's facilitated that in my life in a way that I can really expand and be who I am, which I am deeply grateful for. So that's kind of my backstory. I did go to naturopathic medical school and in Illinois, and I've started to do the medical intuitive readings after I graduated with my degree. I had a little bit of kind of a breakdown, and a lot of people do after naturopathic medical school and other medical school. And my guides kind of helped me just to download an entire energetic system over a course of a month at that phase. And since then, I've started the body maps, and things started coming through my art in a way that's been very helpful to me in not having to pick everything up with empathy. Right now, my work has developed to the point, I think, where the most important thing for me in working with you is that I stay centered in my values, and I help you to help establish, if you or just be consistent with whatever you bring to the center of your life as the sacred aspect of you and what you're valuing and promoting in your world. So these are my values. And again, I'm a Gemini, so I kind of have a feminine side and a masculine side that I like to balance. I have everything in double usually. And so I have two sets of values. I think of them as my feminine values and my masculine aspect. And these are my feminine values. So beauty is complicated for me, but this has been the one that I've been told since I was little. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? I'm like 16 years old, like, what's my purpose? And when I started to hear my guidance tell me what it was, they always say beauty. And sometime later on in my life, a mentor of mine gave me a book that was about healers, and the term that they used, they were curanderas, I believe is the term they used for the healers in the book. But the phrase they used for their healing was to walk in beauty. And I feel that is what I mean by beauty, to bring and promote the beauty in the world. As a beauty has a capacity to bring a sacredness to what we are experiencing. And whatever my body maps end up being, they are certainly often an experience of beauty, and for someone's ability to be able to see that aspect inside of themselves, which I appreciate a lot. Harmony, to me, harmony means we all work together on this. We're not alone. We have all sorts of dynamics and vibrations and interactions, and this is a big collaborative adventure that we're playing. Truth, this is the feminine aspect of truth for me. So truth for me in the feminine aspect cuts through and stays present in a loving way. Truth is truth. So masculine and feminine, that one is probably the closest. But I do feel like I have both a masculine and a feminine aspect of truth, and I have a masculine and a feminine aspect of love, which if you learn from my body maps, you'll see I have lots of definitions of love. And then peace, which I think we understand, and trust. Trust is one for the feminine for me that I have to come back to a lot. That one is one that I have to center myself around in order to get the rest of them to work well. My masculine values, wisdom, mostly the wisdom to know what information is useful and not useful. Compassion in all forms. Humility, keeping my ego safe, loved, and in check. Love, truth, and unity. Again, I think we're in this together. This is how I visualize my own values as they overlay into me, if that's helpful, and just conceptualizing some of the ways. Most of the stuff I see through art. Okay, so I love medical intuitive readings. I've been doing them a while, and after I've been doing them for a long time, I had some people that actually would do multiple readings with me. But at some point I decided, what am I doing here? And what's my goal in life? And when I started naturopathic school, and we were asked to, set our mission statement for our career. And what came through me over and over, and it has come through me over and over, is to change the face of medicine, which seems like a very huge goal. And I feel that the only way that we can really make a huge change in medicine, although COVID may be helping us right along here, is through connecting to our own individual health. We have to understand what our own health is and work through our own individual health in order to create a healthy community. And if we can create healthy communities, I think we can connect those and create a healthy global community. So my way of doing this so far has been to just take one person at a time, connect, and that person ripples and connects with all the people in their life, and on and on and on. So part of health for me means promoting healthy behaviors, all of the healthy behaviors that all of us know we need to do: exercise, stress management, community support, cultural appropriateness, relationship, all of those things that are pinnacle to maintaining basic health have to be accomplished before we can move on and evolve into these other collective aspects. But I think a lot of our health industry, and I think we're starting to see this ripple down now, has been motivated by greed and money. And it feels like this process we're in right now is really kind of bring that to a head. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But I think for me, I want to try to do something entirely different here that isn't motivated by illness or money or greed. And this is my work. This is my attempt. This membership has been absolutely more than I ever imagined for people. I'm watching how they are using this platform to change their lives and change their health, see themselves, bring their gifts forward. And it's kind of blown me away, actually, how much just working with a body map every month and talking to me on a regular basis has been so much more effective in many ways than years of medicine and my training in that respect. And I think it's because I'm allowed to just empower people in this forum and watch their beauty and watch their power unfold without having to put the limits of medicine or put the agenda of medicine onto them. I think we can do this. I think we can be a healthy global community. I have to come back to trust a lot on that lately, but I'm still on my vision. And I think it starts with each of us. So it's still my goal. And I'm hoping to help empower you to help the global community heal. All right, so how do we do this? So what's a medical intuitive reading? And I think a lot of you, maybe all of you, have had a medical intuitive reading from me, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. But in my medical intuitive readings, we have there's a goal, basically, and the goal is to navigate through what I call your health, your window of health. So what I really have heard from people on just a standard medical intuitive reading is I take I do a meditation prior to meeting you, and I draw a map of your energy field, which is a picture with lots of colors and details, because I'm a detail geek. And I use the map to help you see yourself from the lens of what I get as guidance and the spirit. And then we also go through something called the window of health, which we'll talk about here. So my goal is actually in this to kind of show you a reflection of what's going on for you in your world in a way that confirms your beauty and your own ability to make choices and be empowered. And then also to help you kind of narrow down on what are the underlying imbalances, what are the underlying factors that are really contributing to this imbalance most for you, and so you can target in on those a little bit and not get lost in the waters of illness that are pretty high and choppy. The body map is that, like I said, the map I draw before I see you, and body maps can be all sorts of different things. Body maps have lots of different colors and positions and different things they express. And they do have some pretty structured things for me to read so that I can kind of get what your guides are trying to tell me about your energy field at the time. So for example, here's a body map. This body map, the legs have a certain meaning. And the legs, for example, are how we connect to our family of origin. So on this body map, the legs were pulled up, and she's flying. This was one of my own body maps. And so I was flying at that point, which meant that I was kind of lifting off of my family of origin, kind of pulling away from that and letting myself be lifted by the process I was in. So each section of the map has meaning, and each color of the map has meaning. The hair on the map is how others see you use your power. The face color on the map is how people just see you. The eyes, there's a masculine and feminine aspect to each part of the map. So the masculine side is kind of the active doing side, and the feminine side is the receiving side. So when we go through a map, you get a lot of details of everything that I see that your guides want us to talk about in your life. And then, so here are some of the maps you can see of me over time. I've been drawing my own maps for quite a while. So the current map is actually, this whale map is my current map right now. And some of these from the past didn't even have a body on them. So it depends on what spirit wants you to see what comes through on the map. And then I have the window of health, which is actually just 8 factors that I go through to try to narrow down. So for you, what is our fastest way to get you to health? And the window of health has kind of the 4 factors on the inside of the window are the factors that we can clean up and work with pretty easily and quickly. Those have to do with infection, environmental toxicities, allergies, and then structural, genetic, or musculoskeletal issues. So all of those things that I kind of deal with in medicine all the time are kind of on the window section. And we can address your nutrition, or we can address, infection and that sort of thing in order to get that part cleaned up. So those are fairly variable. And then there's a frame to the window of health, and that has kind of more ingrained patterns. So, or longer term influences. And those include ancestral beliefs or ancestral patterns, limiting beliefs. So your own catalog of the beliefs you've defined yourself as over time. Major stress systems or stress factors, including geopathic stress from the earth, or oftentimes systemic stress from like racism, or systemic stress from economic issues, or being plugged into systems that aren't serving you. That sort of thing is the stress factors. And then another category, which is pretty much everything else. So that can be anything from your life purpose is driving you towards your imbalance, to past life entities, all sorts of fun there. So we go through your window of health as a part of the full medical intuitive reading. There's also on each medical intuitive reading, this is the 90-minute version, there's the chakra. I go through which the chakra system is represented on the map. And then I also just focus in on a chakra for where we could focus for the imbalance for that day. So with the 90-minute reading or with a 30-minute reading, just doing the window of health, we narrow in like where do we want to focus today on what's being most imbalanced in your life right now. And then also which chakra or which area of the chakra system would be the most helpful in supporting you right now and getting you through what's going on. And then I also do something I call systems of support, which is just things guides give me to kind of nudge you and make you laugh and keep you happy as you're going along your path. So those aspects that I just talked about are a 90-minute medical intuitive reading, and medical intuitive readings are great for just getting a snapshot of your health, getting a sense of where you are. And sometimes people don't need very many of these. You may need one every once in a while, and you notice when your map changes and you go for the next layer. So if those can sometimes be the really helpful if you don't have a major life transformation you're going for, if you're or if you're already transforming your life and you're just wanting to have a check-in and get some pointers on the way. The membership is actually something a little bit different. So what I found when I started doing multiple body maps with people is they started to transform their maps really quickly. And as they were transforming their maps, they started transforming their health really quickly. And then they started transforming their relationships. And this opportunity for them to have a 90-minute body map every month started to help people kind of navigate their lives differently, looking for the next map. And oftentimes, even on the membership, the maps have come in with just a tool for the month, or things that have been really supportive in that way. So I think if you are looking for just having a little bit of check-in support, you're well on your way. You don't need a lot of help with chronic illness, or you don't need a lot of help with total life transformation. Getting the medical intuitive readings is a great place to go. If you are really wanting to put your life into a completely different place, bring yourself all the way through, I think this is more, the membership is designed for that. So this is what you get if you do the membership. I can't give you unlimited access because I'm a busy person, but I give you as much as I can, which is every month you'll have the 90-minute reading with a body map. So every month you get a new body map. And then you have 2 check-ins a month. So you'll have 2 30-minute check-ins where we just do a window of health with those and check in and say, how are you doing? Are you on track? Anything else we need to do to support? We also have started group membership check-ins. So each wave has its own group check-in, and those are wonderful for me. Where I will introduce a new intuitive tool at each check-in each month, but mostly it's been wonderful to have the different members actually be able to communicate with each other, and people have been collaborating so that we can kind of start to feel the evolution of the groups now, and how when we cooperate together as we're evolving, all sorts of new things develop. So you will be able to get every month we do a group check-in with your wave. And then 3 times a year you get a 20-minute meditation. So I basically get online with you, and we set an intention for what you need the meditation for, and your guides give me a direct meditation downloaded for that. And then there are bonuses. So you do get 1 free intuitive supplement check if you join the membership. So we can go through your supplements with you and see how you're doing and get you sorted and on your way with that. And I like to try to teach people how to check their own supplements. That's important to me. And I have a course on that, but this is kind of a beginning step with that. And then you get a discount on future intuitive supplement checks if you need them. You also get 10% off full script orders, which is just a dispensary for supplements. And you get 15% off intuitive bodywork. I do intuitive bodywork in Snohomish. And then you get 1 free energy medicine course per year. So one of the non-8 module courses, you get a free class. All right, so that's kind of what you get in the membership. This is not, I do need to just clarify again, I'm not being a doctor in this membership, so I will not be writing prescriptions. I will not be doing medical exams. I will not be ordering labs, and I don't take insurance reimbursement for this part of my practice. This is also not covered by an HSA. So if you're wanting that kind of work from me, you have to see me as a naturopathic doctor, and I'm happy to work with you there. And I work out of Snohomish, Washington. All right, so these are the questions I would say. How would you know if it's for you? Number 1, I'm ready to change my life. That one is consistent across all participants so far. Total life change. It's been like stepping into change. Number 2, I'm willing to use my gifts to serve others. I think that seems to come out for every single person at some point. The minute the health starts getting in, often even before, the gifts come forward and start to move as the primary focus of life. I'm willing to nurture and guide my ego. So again, as I said before, I do not think that I'm not someone who thinks we need to just knock our ego down, get it out of the way, and move along. We need to be kind to all parts of ourselves, and the ego is there for a reason. So let's take care of it and gracefully help it transform as we evolve. I'm ready to embody my power. Period. I'm ready to express myself fully, right? I'm ready for this world to express who I am fully to the world. And then I'm looking for a community of others that are weird like me and have similar goals. We've already talked about the monthly intuitive support groups, but this was the map I drew to call the groups in. So if you would like a visual interpretation of what I feel like the groups are doing, this is pretty close. It feels like we are keeping solid boundaries on allowing the growth of the future. We are interested in the celebration of freedom of individual expression. We are connected in with the ancestors and holding them steady with us as we go on our journey. And we have a very long neck on this one, which is it helps us to bring our wisdom forward, express our wisdom in the world, and stand in the power of change. All right, so there's the membership. And so what does it cost? The membership cost is pretty straightforward. It's $286 a month. One medical intuitive reading is $250 a month, if that gives you some idea of the value of this program. So you're getting a lot of value for your money. I do require a 6-month minimum enrollment, and the reason I've done that is because I have had 2 people now in the entire time I've done this that seemed, when I didn't do it, were just getting to their change and then wanted to drop. And I think it would be better, all of the people who have made it through that big, heavy portion of change and have just stuck with it have done amazingly in moving through their blocks. So I do think a 6-month period has been useful in getting you through those first little humps of healing and keeping you supported through that piece. I've had some actually nobody seems to want to quit the membership when they're on it. I think so. I am offering a maintenance program for people too that's a lot cheaper. If you've been in it for 6 months, then you can go into maintenance if you prefer. So these are the costs. It's $286 a month. You get 5% off if you pay for 6 months, and you get 10% off if you pay for a year in advance. And I do offer discounts for sages, which I call people over 65 sages. So sages are $226 a month, and students, so if you have college students or other students, they are only $216 a month. All right, so how do we get on this program? So this has now become fairly easy, but I'll go through it anyway. You just go to my website and you're going to scroll down to the IEM membership learn more section on the first page. So, and then you're going to pick your payment plan. So do you want to pay monthly? Do you want to pay 6 months, or do you want to pay every year? And when you do that, you'll go through an online application. So I do want to show you this just so that I'm going to stop the share for one moment to get it on a different share. I just want to show you this so that you can see that you'll be taken to another platform that is my platform, and it's okay to go to that. So if you come down on this first, this is my home page, and you're going to scroll down to the IEM membership link and push learn more. And let's get that. I just make sure. Oh, I've lost my people. So there we go. Morgan, can you see the Art of Evolution right in front of you? Good, we're on the right section. So when you get to this page, you're going to actually click join now, and it will take you down to your 3 membership options, or you can just scroll down the page. So I do want to show you whichever selection you make here. It's going to take you to a platform called Hint. And Hint will actually be the platform that's going to manage your credit card information and will be billing you for the membership. So you want to, you're enrolling at Shanti Joy Inc. as with me, and you're going to be filling out your information. The thing that would be important here to show you, it's not super easy, straightforward, but it's most of it's pretty straightforward. There are a few little tricks I want you to look at. The first one is you do want to actually make your enrollment date to be at least 3 days in advance from when you sign up. It would be, I've had some people have some problems with this. So if you give me a couple of days to make sure everything's clean on the back end for you, that gives you a little better option if you want to run it. So if you see your enrollment date, you might want to set it out a few days in advance. And then you're just going to fill out your address and your contact information. You can fill that out. And if you decided to do a couples membership, I do have a couples membership option. You can talk to me and you can enroll as a couple. I have stopped doing the family membership with the IEM program. I may start that up with some of the gifted kids. So talk to me about that too, if that's an option you're looking at. It seemed like it became a lot for people, for the family to have all those changes happening at once. And then you're going to scroll down here and just put in your bank account information or credit card. And the bank account, if you want to do direct debit, that is actually a lot cheaper for me, but I am okay either way. Please do what's right for you. And then you will be required to sign the membership contract before you you have to accept the membership contract. So if you're looking for the contract of what you get and what what happens when you enroll, and that it's a 6-month enrollment, all of those are there on that contract. So you will have to read that and sign it. There is a section here, this used to be a medical platform, that says it authorizes me to send an email or text which may include unencrypted protected medical information. That is never going to happen. So you don't have to click that box. I won't be sending any sort of HIPAA information through this portal at all. So that's the enrollment process.